So hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Terry. Welcome back to the channel. Look, hope you all are doing well. So I know that I'm really late to the party on this here, but I'm making the move back to Resolve from using Premiere for the last few months. The reason why I'm moving away from Premiere again is Adobe. I seriously love you guys. I mean, for around $30, $40 a month for certain plans, you all give creators a huge amount of value for the amount of software you get for the subscription fee. There's no denying that. Lightroom, Photoshop, like those are two staples of the industry. Like, there's a reason why everybody jokes around and says, "Hey, we can just Photoshop that out because you're just that big of an industry standard." But as much as I love y'all, as much as I love Premiere, Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere gives me a lot of problems. Mainly, it crashes a lot, and there's literally no reason for it. I guess it's just old, it's just old code inside of the new stuff, just bogging everything down. So, I actually switched back to Resolve again, and a few releases or so ago, I believe it was 17.4. Resolve added a brand new feature for the free version of DaVinci Resolve to allow hardware accelerated exports for X265 footage, or essentially, the high efficiency codec exports here, okay? And essentially here, folks, what that is that whenever you compare it to the older main standard like X264, it is essentially a much higher efficiency codec to where you get a much higher quality video with much less bit rate being used, which then translates to a much smaller file size. For example, here in this video, I actually went ahead and did a 2-minute gameplay recording in OBS Studio for my favorite game, Destiny 2. And I was just, zooming around on my Sparrow a little bit, just getting some footage here, seeing the sights, as they say. And I'm going to throw up the two size comparisons here. Not only is the export at about 100,000 kilobits per second less, for the overall bitrate, I should say, the overall file size is nearly a gig smaller on the X265 export. And on top of that here too, folks, I went ahead and took some notes here, right? And as far as time goes here, for the standard X264 footage, it got exported in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And the X265, or the high efficiency codec with the GPU acceleration, it got exported in a ridiculously fast 48 seconds. And you might say, Terry, well, to export a 2-minute video 48 seconds is still kind of slow. I mean, like, what's that to brag about? Oh, well, did I mention that this footage is also being upscaled to 4K? Okay, like, it's upscaling in DaVinci Resolve. I don't know how they do it, but it is a little bit slower than what they do in Premiere. I know for a fact that whenever I upscale in Premiere Pro from 1080p to 4K, it can get a 10-minute render done in like a minute. Like, it is just ridiculously fast with that Mercury engine. Again, Adobe is a killer software company. They really are, and they know what they are doing. But for a free version, though, this DaVinci Resolve, especially with this hardware accelerated exports, it is a force to be reckoned with now. It is a force to be reckoned with. But there is one thing I wanted to let you know about here, okay? Now, the time differences here is whenever I was exporting a master file. In other words, I was doing it the best quality possible, essentially like it was exporting at the same bit rate that it was recorded at, you know what I mean? And just for the heck of it here, I went ahead and did the same thing, but I exported it at the YouTube preset within DaVinci Resolve. And in my opinion, as much as I love Resolve, the YouTube preset, especially for 4K, in my opinion, it's not that good. I don't know why. Even if you tell it to use the best preset or the best quality output, it was limiting my 4K upscales to around 10,000 kilobits per second, and because of that, well, I'll just show you here. It's really not that good. See, now that was with the X264, but on the X265 with the same 10 megabit bit rate, it looks a heck of a lot better. Like, that is a huge difference there, right? So folks, look, the point of this video here is that if you have the hardware capabilities to do so, especially if you have a dedicated GPU, what I would recommend you do is I would definitely recommend that you export everything via the X265 preset inside of DaVinci Resolve. Now, if you want to go ahead and just use the YouTube preset and go down to where it says, you know, MP4 and then X264, if you click that little drop down list, you're going to see the option for X265. Again, that is the high efficiency codec, and that is again where you will get that GPU acceleration. So with all that being said, folks, do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Your videos will look better and they will take up a lot smaller file sizes on your system drives as well. Or if you got a server, a NAS, whatever, less file size, more room for other things, okay? So look, if you want to see more content like this here on the channel, do me a huge favor, get this video liked, get subscribed, hit that bell icon. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one.